Honestly, I was living my dreams and then some.
It was a perfect morning, a brilliant sunny day in June, in a place that felt like paradise.
I'd be packing the lunches, the kids getting dressed.
They'd pile into the Jeep for the short drive to school. Fernando, the eldest, would ride the four-wheeler out ahead of them. In the car, they'd sing with the little ones, just like always. No idea what was waiting, what was about to happen here in paradise. She, the woman who went through it, the one you're about to meet, is Jane, Jayne, a detail that will matter later.
My whole life I had worked as an actress and did a lot of television commercials, bit roles in movies and soap operas.
Acting skills. They would become, as you shall see, life or death crucial. But then we can't know the future, can we? Not when life seems perfect and safe and strong.
Well, it's kind of like one of these fairy tale stories.
Or at least it was then. It was 1992. She was 25. And it was unexpected, unanticipated, like some bizarre lottery of life. Jane was at a payphone in a Washington, D.C. suburb. She just happened to lock eyes with a divorced art dealer named Eduardo Valseca. Eduardo, who she would find out, was one of the 9 children of Jose Garcia Valseca, Mexican newspaper baron, who 50 years ago ruled a publishing empire.
Would be an equivalent in the United States of who?
William Randolph Hearst. An article published in Newsweek in 1950 says that he actually had a larger readership at that point in time than Hearst did.
That's when Garcia Valseca ran his papers from a luxury Pullman train car, the one which, decades later, Eduardo owned. Though when he invited this beautiful woman he just met to Mexico for a train ride, she had no idea that the train was his.
We're walking toward it. And then this man comes out with a white jacket, white gloves, black bow tie, with a silver tray. I mean, I was completely speechless.
She soon discovered the train car was about all Eduardo had, a family fortune. The rest, along with the newspaper empire, had long since withered away. But Jane fell for a man, not money. And what Eduardo lacked in fortune, he replaced with laughter and passion and a huge, enveloping personality. Jane was in love and soon married and swept off to Mexico. To a fresh place for a new life, new roots, new family, and that famous name, Valseca.
One thing the legacy did afford them was the chance to live pretty much anywhere they wanted to. And Eduardo suggested a town in north-central Mexico called San Miguel de Allende, 450 years old. Rich, obviously, in history, but also in culture and art. A place so desirable and so lovely that almost 10% of the population is composed of people who moved here from some other country.
She rubbed shoulders here with other expatriate Americans and Canadians and Europeans, and fell hard for Mexico. Here, far away from the notorious crime of Mexico City.
We didn't feel threatened. I would say that San Miguel then, and perhaps even now, is probably statistically is as safe or safer than many of our U.S. Towns and small cities.
And here, they built a business in real estate, buying up old places, tarting them up, selling again, and of course, having children.
It had been a big dream of mine to live in the country and have a big organic garden and fruit trees and horses and lots of animals for the kids to play with.
It was luck when this place came up, or what felt like luck before that terrible morning. It was a rundown 1,000-acre ranch, and it was in foreclosure. They bought it for, well, it was embarrassingly cheap.
It was a great deal, but at the time it was a pile of rocks, literally. Every little bit of money that we made, everything that we could manage to save, we started putting into the ranch.
They even found and restored a magnificent old fountain that once sat in the long-lost Valseca estate. And, no surprise, part of their building plan involved that stately old railroad car.
One of the marvelous parts about ending up with this piece of property was it just happened that the railroad track went right through it.
Jane was behind their home movie camera as the car was towed to its new home on the ranch.
so happy the train, Mammy.
Are you happy?
And happy here, they built a real ranch house among the mesquite trees and surrounded it with fine big gates and outbuildings, a garden for her, a riding ring, and fine Spanish horses for him. And for 3 growing children, a magic place, happy and secure. Fernando, Emiliano, and baby Naya. The children were the heart of it, really. They would do anything for the children. So Jane told Eduardo about an education system called Waldorf schools, not then available in San Miguel.
He said, well, let's bring the school to Mexico. So we formed a parent group and got moving on founding a school.
They donated land, part of the ranch, recruited other families, built the school.
We started with a couple of classrooms. Actually, they were originally going to be stables for horses, and we converted them into classrooms.
And now every morning the quarter-mile commute down their own quiet country lane to school had become a family ritual.
We'd go out the door, get in the Jeep, and the morning routine was singing all the way to school, which was really the only routine that we had.
Fernando had a pet donkey then, rode it to school, that or a four-wheeler, always out ahead.
We would follow along, and the kids loved to sing the same songs. They never tired of singing the same ones every morning.
So now, it was that perfect morning, June 2007, and they bumped and sang, noisy and happy, down the dusty road.